Hey, girls and boys, it is Mr. McAndrew, the math coach. Really happy to be with you. How have you been? Good to see you. Um, hope you've been well. This week we are going to be investigating something called number theory. Like, what? What is that? In fact, some of you have already done some of it. So, for example, I know some of you have done some work with factors and multiples. There's also prime and composite, square numbers, which we won't really get into, but that's another thing. Yeah, it's a fun area of math to investigate. So let's get started. Excuse me. Let's get this party started, I should say. I know that your teachers recently gave you some square inch tiles. Okay, they look like this. And I have 24 of them out right now. I would like you to do the exact same thing. So take out 24, not 25, and not 23. It is very important that you have exactly 24. Okay, trust me on this. Pause the video, and when you have 24 and you are ready to go, then come on back. All right, so boys and girls, what I want you to do with these 24 square inch tiles, okay, is I want you to make as many rectangles as you possibly can. So I'm giving you an example right now. This is a rectangle. You can see it starts here, comes up, comes across, comes down, and it comes over. Okay, and you can see that I have 24 because I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. Okay, so this is a rectangle. I want you to see how many different rectangles you can make. I'll give you a hint. There's, let's see, 1, 2. I could think of at least 3 more rectangles you could make with these square inch tiles. Okay, so in this case right now, and there is a method to this madness. And you're like, why are you making us use square inch tiles, Mr. McAndrew? This is for little kids. Trust me, it's not just for little kids, and it's going to bring us to some interesting math, okay? So you can see that the length, right, is 12, because I have 12 square inch tiles, and then the width is just 2 right here, 1, 2, okay? Does this remind you of anything that you may have learned last year in 3rd grade? It starts with an A. It ends with an A. It's called area. Okay, so we're going to be investigating area to explore some number theory. All right, so you have your job. You need to pause the video in 5 seconds. Okay, yes, that includes you and you and you. Yes, all of you. Take your square inch tiles and see how many rectangles you can find. I want to say you should be able to find at least 2. Okay, so do your best. Spend some time on this, 4 or 5 minutes, and I'll see you when you get back. All right, you are pausing in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, pause. All right, so how's it going? So let's record what we're doing here. So let's start with my rectangle, okay? If we're thinking of area, you can see that, as we said, the length is 12, the width is 2, okay? And we know, I'm going to remind you that the length of a rectangle times its width equals its area. And you can see that right here. Because 12, right, you've got 2 rows of 12, okay? Or 12 times 2, either way that works. Okay, so we have 12 times 2 equals 24 square units. Okay, all right. Now, did you find another rectangle? Okay, raise your hand if you found the rectangle that I'm about to show you. It's like magic, right? I'm not bad at that, right? Okay, so in this rectangle, this is a rectangle. Okay, it's got 4 sides, right? They're all at 90. There's 4 angles, 90 degrees. A 90-degree angle is like a corner like this, right? Okay, so in this rectangle, so yeah, raise your hand if you found this rectangle. All right, good job. If you found this one has a length from here to here of 8, we'll call them inches, okay? And the width is 3 inches. Oh, you can't really see that, can you? It's very dark. Try it see 3 inches, okay? And the area is still 24 because 8 times 3 is 24. Or you could think of it as 3 rows of 8 equals 24. So I'm going to record that as well. So the length was 8, the width was 3, and that gives us 24 square units or inches. Okay, so we know that 8 times 3 is 24, and 12 times 2 is also 24. All right, now raise your hand if you found this rectangle right here. Bam, there we go. Okay, so yeah, there's another rectangle that you could have made. Okay, anybody find this one? All right, if you did, nice job. If not, then here you go, right? Okay, so let's check this out. The width is 4 inches, and the length is 6 inches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 square inch tiles, okay? And you can see we have 1 row of 6, right? 2 rows of 6, 3 rows of 6, whoopsie daisy. And these things are fickle. And 4 rows of 6, okay? So 4 rows of 6, or 6 times 4 equals 24. We still have the same area because we've used the same number of square inch tiles. So I'm going to write this down. 6 times 4 equals 24 square units. Okay, and you notice each time I write down square units, or I could have written square inches. Units refers to anything. It could be inches, miles, kilometers, centimeters, millimeters. It doesn't matter. Okay? Okay, so there is one more rectangle that you might have found. I'm not sure if you did, and I'm not going to show it here because it doesn't really fit. But you could make a rectangle that looks like this. That is 1 row, right? Just 1 row of 24 going all the way across. So it would be just 1 big row of 24. So in that case, right, the length would be 24, the width would be 1, and you would still get 24 square units. Okay? All right. So next thing I want you to try is this. Can you make a rectangle with your 24 square inch tiles that has 5 rows? Okay, I want you to try it right now. See if you can make one with 5 rows. If you can, then congratulations, and if you can't, then we'll talk about what's going on. Okay? All right, try that now. That means you're pausing the video. You're not watching me. You're doing your work without me rambling on, blah, 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 blah. All right, and then come back in a few minutes and we'll see what you found out. Oh, hello, boys and girls. I didn't mean to start the video again so soon. I'm still working on it. You can see I've got 5 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but I'm still filling them in to see if I can do it. All right, I'll see you in a minute. Boys and girls, oh my goodness. Look it, so close. I mean, if we just had one more, right? If we just had one more, if we had 25, that would work. Okay, but it doesn't. But just for a second, let's just play with this. What if we did have 25? Whoa, look at that. 25. Now look, the length here, doesn't matter which way you call it, but is 5. And, the length is 5, the width is 5. Okay, and 5 times 5 equals 25. You have 5 rows of 5. You have 5, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Okay, you have 25. This, by the way, okay, so 5 times 5 equals 25. We're not going to get into this a lot this week, but 25 is a square number. Yeah, they call it a square number because you can make a square out of 25 square units. Just like this. Look, 5 by 5. Okay? Also, 4 is a square number, right? Because you could do 2 by 2. All right, but we don't have 25, do we? I was just kind of taking a little math side adventure there. All right, but what we can see is that you cannot make a rectangle, okay, with 24 square inch tiles. It kind of makes sense, right? Because 5 times, right? 5 times nothing, no whole number is going to give you, 24. Okay? It's just not going to happen because you're going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. You're going to skip right over it. And you can see that here. The actual answer, 5 times what equals 24? Well, you can see we can get this rectangle, right? We can get 5 rows of 4, but then we have 4 left over. So 5 times 4 with the remainder of 4 is 24. Okay, but that's when you get to 5th and 6th grade. But for now, we're seeing that 5 doesn't work. Okay, so what does this all mean? All right, what does this all mean? What are we talking about? That is a very good question. I have no idea. Just kidding. Just kidding. Okay, so what I want to do is connect this to what's called factors and multiples. All right, and a lot of times kids get confused between what a factor is and what a multiple is. So hopefully I can help with that, but I want to connect it first to what this all means first with factors. Okay, so let's go back here. Okay, and let's look at our information that we have. So we figured out using our square inch tiles that all of these numbers, when you multiply them, equal 24. Okay, these are called 12 times 2, 8 times 3, 6 times 4, and 24 times 1 are called factor pairs. Pairs because there's 2 of them. They go together. Okay, and these are all the factor pairs for 24. There aren't any others because 7 doesn't go into 24, right? 9 doesn't go into it. 9, 18, 20, 7, that doesn't work. Okay, so these are all the factor pairs. So if I were to list, okay, all of the factors of 24 from like smallest to largest, I would say, well, 1 is a factor, 2 is a factor, 3 is a factor, 4 is a factor, 6, 8, 12, and 24. Those are all the factors of 24 because these are the numbers that when you multiply them together equal 24. Okay? So that's what factors mean. So let's wrap this up. All right, so let's do one more, okay? I want you to take away 6 of your tiles so you end up with only 18 square inch tiles. And do the same thing. I want you to see how many rectangles can you come up with that have an area of 18, okay? So have to be a rectangle, right? Has to have 4 sides all filled in, okay? All right, so investigate that. I can tell you right now there's at least, I can think of at least 3, all right? So find at least 2, okay? All right, come back in a few minutes and we'll talk about it. All right, so here's one rectangle that you might have made, okay? Make sure you pause the video, by the way, all right, and do your work. Don't just watch me, it gets boring. Okay, so here's one that you could have made. You can see the length is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and the width is 2. Okay, so this is 9. The width is 2, so 2 rows of 9 equal 18. All right, so you could have also made a rectangle that is 1 row, right? 1 long row of 18. Okay, so that's another one. And the only other one that I think you can make is with 3 rows, and it looks like this. So in that scenario, you have a length of 6 inches and a width of 3 inches. And you can see that 3 rows of 6, okay, or if I rotate it this way, 6 rows of 3, okay, equals 18. So let's record this. And boys and girls, there's going to be another video, and today's a long video, I know. So we know that 1 times 18 equals 18, and 3 times 6 equals 18. There's going to be another short video so I can show you what to do for your independent practice today, okay? But here, look, we found our factors for 18, our factor pairs. You may already know some of these in your head without even using the tiles, okay? I don't think 4 works, right? 4, 8, 12, 16, no, it doesn't work. Okay, so I'll see you in the next video to show you what to do next, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.